if you would, please. All right, here we are. I'm Kurt Roskoff here with co-host Emily Gulmer, and we are doing an exclusive episode here with Patty of Patty's Pampered Pet Sitting, and we are talking about the Ukraine and putting some thoughts out there in love going out to the animals that are caught in the midst of this world news. And so we're here again with the Disability Channel, working with Transforming Media Network, our collaborative element of World of Ability Podcast Network, and our work here carried as well now with the PAC Channel podcast, all coming together. So here we are, Emily, Patty, and myself. And again, we're talking about animals and all this news about the Ukraine and maybe some things that isn't at the front of our mind as we're talking about everything else, this world news around the Ukraine. So Patty, what is it that's on your mind? What's in your heart? And what do you have to share out here to help us practice our love a little better for animals and to not forget about how animals are caught up in what us human beings are doing, having conflicts out there on the other side of the world and things that are affecting us here, even in the Western world. So what are your thoughts, Patty? Bring it on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kurt and Emily. And again, my name is Patty Ernest. And so I'm asking everybody to keep both the people and the animals, as well as the pets, in mind in regard to what's happening in the Ukraine. The latest that I heard is that the largest animal shelter was in lockdown. They are gathering food and supplies and donations of all kinds to help both the animals, the pets, and the volunteers. This information was handed down to me from a attorney who I know works very hard on behalf of animals. And at the same time, what I have posted on my Facebook page, especially, is a picture of horses that are being led out into the wild, into the fields, thinking that they stand a better chance out there than they do being kept in the pastures because the people are needing to evacuate. This is a very serious situation all around. All animals are involved in some way. This is something that's very near and dear to me. So I wanted to ask everybody to keep the animals in your thoughts and your prayers, as well as the people who are trying to evacuate. And I also have pictures on my Facebook page of people who are evacuating with their pets. And it's a lot more serious than in this country, where people sometimes turn their pets in because they don't match the furniture. The shelters here are overburdened, overcrowded with the number of pets that are being brought in, and needing decent homes and needing, just to be loved. The animals in this country, a lot of them are facing very dire situations, and everything, we all need to pull together and help in all of these situations. So I'm asking everybody to do what you can and keep this foremost in your thoughts and your prayers. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Patty, for bringing us that humane message. And so, yeah, I've been hearing a lot about the news and about, people, exiting the Ukraine. And we talked about how here with Emily and I, we work with the Mutual Aid Network. And in a meeting we had last week, I brought up about if we have a plan that with our local mutual aid network groups, if we are prepared to help somebody that might be coming to us from the Ukraine. And so it seems as though I stimulated something that we're going to talk about that. But yeah, very good, Patty, that in all the talks I've been in on, nobody has had a mention about the animals. It's forgotten thought with apparently the circles that I run, but here you bring it forward, and very good point. I appreciate that. So, and again, everybody out there, Patty, Emily, and I, we are all participants in the Happy Neighborhood Project. And coincidentally, we have a friend of ours, Alan Raceman, who is a captain in our HMP community. He's going to be working on with our Chief Happiness Officer the potential of starting an HMP Pets group that will take this concerted attention as professionals out there in the realm of animals, and even during free happy business networking, bringing our pets right to the camera, and pets and people all networking at the same time. So all sorts of neat stuff going on here. Emily, what are your thoughts? What's going on your side in terms of following the Ukraine, and with what Patty's bringing us on animals, and you being a part of this work that we're getting this out there to our audience? And so what would you add to?
I'm not sure if I've been following it too closely, um, but um, but yeah, I think it's important in terms of with the mutual aid and it's kind of a thing.
And so Patty, you're out there in the Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona area. So really with this news, again, I forgot if it was you or who told me I think somebody gave the impression that our administration is looking at 100,000 refugees or something like this. So really for each of our states and our cities, like in your area, it's not too far fetched that someone, within 20 miles of you is going to be a refugee needing help right there by you, Patty, right?
Yes, what I want to also introduce into this discussion is, as you know, Kurt, that I grew up in a foreign country, and I know what it is to have to move to a different country and to try to make the adjustment. And then I started college when I was 17 in the US, and the only time that I've been in this country was in junior high school. And so again, it was an adjustment. And so I can empathize with what the people are going through, having to move, and the animals having to move to a different environment than what they are accustomed to, and to try to make it, to try to do, just it puts you in survival mode for sure. So and for what's behind it, which is at best poor leadership. I want to say lack of leadership completely, but at least poor leadership. That what it's a cliche, but it's true that what this world needs is love and peace. And yeah.
Excellent. So well, that will do it for us for today. We just wanted to give you that news insight, and that thought process in terms of, for some of us might be catching us off guard, that, wow, why didn't we think of that? And for those that have, imbibing in that thought, carrying it forward from what Patty brings to us today. And so just going to give another shout out to our Happy Neighborhood Project community out there. Mondays tend to be a day for our co-host community, staff, and so forth. And then we have our HMP Australia group runs Happy Business Networking on our USA Mondays, because for them it starts their networking for their Tuesday in Australia. So feel free to look all this up at happyneighborhoodproject.com. Go to events and look at networking. When you go into the networking, you can find the Australia networking groups, and you can take the one that is for the Australia Tuesday, the USA Monday, and join us. And then in terms of co-hosting, if you start coming to these meetings, there's over 65 a week that you can choose from when you find the networking list and schedule for the Happy Neighborhood Project. And we are looking for co-hosts. And if you did want to consider being a co-host, go and fill out the form at happyneighborhoodproject.com/co-hosts. And we do have a co-op that we have available with the Happy Neighborhood Project, and we're at a couple thousand members right now, putting us at the top 10% of co-ops. And so we are having a business plan that within the year we're going to be at the top 5% because our growth plan is 10,000 members of the Happy Co-op. So consider being a part of it. And if it's not for you, feel free to pass it on to your contacts, your friends. You'll be doing a great favor because we say here at the Happy Neighborhood Project, when you invite your friends, you let them know you care. So that's it for me, Kurt Roskoff, with co-host Emily Gulmer and our guest, Patty Ernest. We hope you enjoyed it. And we do 14 podcasts a week. So plenty of time day in and day out, every day of the week to catch more of our programming.